New retroactive video just dropped. New retroactive video just dropped. A new retroactive video just dropped. So let's react to that one. Big up Blood Clot Retroactive. Big up Blood Clot Retroactive. As you can see, this is the channel. Retroactive. Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen are losing it. Let's hear what Retroactive has to say about Brendan and Bryan losing it.
I mean, that's a multi-colored dong.
You know, if that horse bucks,
yeah.
Now he's to the side. And
Oh, okay. I remember
It's
this.
barely dripping.
Oh no, Jay, that's pretty.
I remember this.
Well,
Yeah, I remember this. We spoke about this before, didn't we? Where Chin got up bestiality porn, innit? The podcast was dying. Is on its last legs. Chin got up some bestiality, and they were doing a play-by-play of some bestiality porn. Thankfully, Chin blurred most of it, so we couldn't see it, but they were getting very graphic on the descriptions, and it sounded like they were enjoying watching every single minute of it. So yeah, big up TFATK. Bestiality porn. No comedy, but plenty of bestiality porn, plenty of Sydney Sweeney talk, plenty of politics talk, but no comedy.
now they're just being openly insane. Sweet. What a transformation to full-blown horse lady, Schaub and Callen. Looking up that and then mentioning Jeffrey the Island Boy right after two. Goddamn. From one innocent creature to the next, in a hot garage in Texas. Did anyone have that on their Fighter and the Kid redact bingo? It's beating a dead horse, not Jesus Christ. Probably the funniest part is Chin, the producer, forgetting to blur the beginning of the search. I don't think YouTube likes those search terms being unblurred, mate, but good luck to you. Fellow assassin Whitney Cummings owns a horse and cleans it without gloves. Holy hell, help is needed. Then the next episode we follow up with Bryan and Brendan admitting to some of their favorite hobbies.
I didn't date her long, and she was, she had my wiener in her mouth.
Yeah.
She was performing, and she took a thumb and stuck it right up my.
You're like, this is great.
I don't know, it's just like, I think recently I've noticed Bryan's been overly horny on TFATK. I have noticed an increase in Bryan horny talk, which is making me wonder, is his eye wandering? Is he getting bored of his second wife? Or is he just falling back into old habits? But I'm curious because he was accused of rape, innit, right? He lost his entire career off the back of essentially being too horny. You'd think he'd be a little bit more cautious and watch his fucking, watch his steps and stuff and not be so reckless and stuff, but he seems to not give a F. So I wonder if this is because he's, maybe got some reassurances that he's going to be back acting. Maybe he's got a wandering eye and he's getting a bit bored of his second wife. Maybe he's just, reverting back to form. I don't know, but I have noticed in the last few episodes, there's been an increase in Callen horn talk. From the time he came back from that place he went with his family, and he saw those college girls, and he was literally bouncing up and down on a chair with excitement, thinking about all their short skirts and how pretty they looked and shit, to this type of conversation where he's reminiscing about old flings and what they used to do to him sexually and stuff. I don't know, man. Callen's going through something. I don't know if this is what happens when you get older, where you just start reminiscing about all your past conquests and stuff, but something's going on with Callen. Something's going on with Callen.
Now I wonder what a guy's thumb feels like, right?
Well,
because that's the next step in that
is that the
conversation. Yeah, female skinny thumb.
You got a
what
hell
if
of a
we
thumb.
widen this thing up?
Well, as the GOAT Jeff Dye once said,
So why don't you leave us alone and give us a little respect?
let them do their art, guys. You just don't get it.
Okay. But good for Neil. Been fighting for a minute, and he looks really good. Was that 85 or 70?
Yep, that's a grown man stuffing Zin wrappers in the couch.
Again, how hard would it be? Just think about this, right? Remember when I said, why doesn't he just have a little bin next to him? He could even incentivize himself by having a little fake basketball hoop on the rim of the bin so he can kind of aim that way. But forget all that. I just realized something. Why doesn't he just stick the fucking empty Zins inside one of these fucking tins of Rain energy drink he has on the desk next to him? For sure one of those cans has been finished or is nearly halfway finished. Just dump all your fucking Zins in there. Is it really that difficult? Why does he have to fucking stuff them inside of the couch? And like I said before, this isn't Thick Boy Studios in LA, which was an office space building thing, whatever. It was, it was a multi-use space, right? Big warehouse, people rent different studios in there. and they had a cleaner that came I'm assuming when they closed up at sometime during the day, there was a cleaner that came once a day to kind of clean all of the offices and shit. So you could afford to stuff your zins in the couch because there'd be a cleaner to make sure everything was clean the next day anyway. That's why the kitchen, even though Brendan used to piss in it, didn't smell of piss, because there'd be a cleaner cleaning all the time. By the way, God bless all the fucking cleaners that were cleaning that fucking sink, cleaning that fucking kitchen every fucking day, and clearly smelling urine coming from that sink. They must have been so happy when fucking Brendan eventually moved out. But they don't have cleaners, so that couch is going to be full of like dried up, stinky, wet fucking zins in the couch. Fair enough, if only Brendan sitting in there, no one's going to sit in that seat. But surely it shouldn't be that hard to just dump your used zins in the empty cans right next to you. It shouldn't be that difficult, surely, right?
At least I hope it's the wrapper and not the actual nicotine gum he's sticking into a couch
definitely the
like
gum.
Bart Simpson. The CT just keeps on swimming, mate. We also had UFC fighter Renato Moicano call out Brendan for being the funniest comedian on God's green earth.
Think yourself as dumb. Think the people that watch the Brendan Schaub show on YouTube, the comedian, the special. That's terrible. Okay?
Calling him Brendan Schwabi in that accent is so fucking good too, man. It makes him sound extra redacted, doesn't it? When he says Brendan Schwabi in that Brazilian Portuguese accent, it's fucking great. Schwabi.
Brother, even I can do better than that shit, brother. And I don't even speak English, and I can be funnier than you.
And Brendan blew out both of his nuts, responding.
You'd be surprised. Well, first of all, I've already moved on in my life, dude. And second of all, that's not original. That's so weak. You're making a reference from fucking 12.
Reverence, you're making a reverence. Imagine him being the deciding. Imagine him being the decider of which insults are valid or not, right? He's basing insults based on time elapsed. He's basing insults whether on originality, and then he messes up and can't say reference and says reverence. Fucking hell.
Years ago, typical Chat GBT. How do I talk shit to Brendan?
Chat GBT.
He's dumb.
Chat GBT. I just realized that, by the way, because of the fucking annotations. I didn't realize you said Chat GBT. Oh man, this guy's fucking brilliant. I swear to God, he's so good, man. Chat GBT. He literally mispronounces and gets everything wrong, doesn't it? It's just incredible. And Callen just sits there like a good little cuck and doesn't correct him. Never corrects him and says, hey, it's actually chat cheat. It's actually chat. He just sits there looking at him like, God almighty.
He's a meathead. But to get your message out, you have to go on another man's show to reach me.
Says the guy that went on Rogan almost 100 times and has nothing to show for it. Basically, Schaub took a payout from the UFC lawsuit, Moicano didn't. It's no secret Dana White pays his fighters horrendously and loves his gambling, big salary.
Do you have a gun?
Pick up some disease.
Great reverence for Moicano using ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Actually, talking about reverence, do you guys remember when he used to fuck up? What was that movie with? Was it the Reverend? The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he gets mauled by a bear and stuff. Do you guys remember when that came out? That was a big deal as well. When that movie came out, he kept fucking up the fucking title of that movie. I forgot what he was saying, but I'm pretty sure he kept fucking up the title of that movie. I think it's called Reverend, right? And he was calling it something else. Maybe he called it Reference. Maybe he just switches it, innit? When he means to say reference, he says Reverend. When he means to say Reverend, he says reference. So it's like, he gets them the wrong way around. But I'm Revenant. That's it. Big up Jordan Ray. I'm pretty sure there was a thing about that, right? Instead of calling the Revenant.
World. Yeah. There's so much more going on. Dude, come to LA. You want to see a real celebrity? They look at me like I'm fucking trash around here. They look at me like I'm a turd with eyes. I can't get into restaurants. Like what, bitch? We had Leonardo DiCaprio in here. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Talking about the guy from The Reverend. Get the fuck out of my face.
There we get it. Revenant. There we have it. Reverend.
In my face. Bring your...
Oh, so good. So good. One more
Reverend.
time.
Get the fuck out of my face. Here. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Talking about the guy from The Reverend. Get the fuck out of my face. Bring your...
anything more from that? Do we get anything more from that? Let's see this unhinged fake laugh. What's this one about?
You two love home
I hate 'em.
workouts.
No, I hate 'em.
Because you have a Bally's in your fucking houses. like
It's an
fuck both
equinox.
of you guys.
It's an
Okay, I don't know what that was about. Brendan with another Netflix caliber tale. Note how he realizes how dumb it sounds, so he adds a bit at the end about helping Bradley 2 years ago. What? Bradley Cooper?
Has some regulation.
Oh, Bradley
But
Martin.
I made a buddy. I won't say what branch he's in, but he works for the city, and because they were trying to shut down my shows because I was getting ready for my special during the start of the pandemic, and I need to run my hour. So the Haha in North Hollywood stayed open for me.
Yeah.
So I'd have sold out shows there twice a week for weeks.
The Haha stayed open specifically for me. The Haha stayed open specifically for me, and he had weekend after weekend of sold out shows. I have a feeling this didn't happen. I have a feeling this did not happen.
And then that got noticed because I was blasting all over social media, just like you were doing with your gym. So then they tried shutting it down. But then because the guy was dealing with you and me, he's like, listen, I support you and Bradley,
got
man.
noticed.
He was like, they're going to call me here. He's like, I'll make sure. And he's like, if Bradley has any issues, I'll make sure you guys are good. I was like, really? He's like, I'll make sure you're good. He's like, you won't get shut down. I was like,
Damn.
really? He's like, you won't get.
Look at the silence. You see the silence? Like, what are you talking about? Someone that was helping him out was helping out. What? Well, that Bradley doesn't do stand up, does he?
Shut down.
They were
Pretty cool.
gunning for my ass.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
They didn't like
That's why I
it.
said, I was like, we could use this help for Bradley.
That's so
2 years
stressful to
from
go
now.
through,
Yeah.
dude.
It was stressful.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You gotta love Brendan and his lies. Absolutely brilliant.
Salary, so Brendan's right to take the payout. The funny part really is how worked up Brendan got, making points that
Yeah, I saw that. Big up Asad Aziz. I saw that. I think I saw that. I think it was a motorbike accident, right? Some sort of motorbike accident or something like that. Yeah, I saw that. Big up Asad Aziz.
don't make much sense. And saying none of it's original might be true, but we all know Brendan will never respond to the lawsuits. Busting Chin's neck allegedly. How about the funeral flex selfie?
So
Sink
good,
juicing.
so good,
Or what
so
about the many trucks that were warped? It really is an endless rabbit hole.
It's like
Powerful
that movie like Denzel
bunch.
Washington.
Big up.
Baba takes so many L's. I almost forgot about the time the DA was recalled and he had to cancel his show.
Oh, mate, that was a good one. Hold on, bear me 1 second here. I gotta quickly get this fucking window sorted. Bear me 1 second. Big up Casey. Big up Blood Clot Casey. Appreciate it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Casey. Hold on 1 second. Let me just get. So I'm a little bit ill prepared over here. Got my windows not sorted out the right way. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Cool. What did you say there? Big up KC. Bappas takes so many L's. I almost forgot about the time the DA recorded and he had to cancel his shows. Yo, that might be one of my favorite lies. My favorite lie of Brendan's still, my favorite lie of Brendan's, hands down still, is the Moon Tower Comedy Festival headliner, right? Headlining Moon Tower Comedy Festival. That might be my favorite fucking lie of his. My favorite lie of his, that he purposely misinterpreted the fact that his name was in bold on the flyer and he took it for him being a headliner when he knew he wasn't a headliner, but he kept running with it in order to kind of sell tickets and to kind of get his name out there. Eventually, the people on TFATK summoned it, called his bluff and started calling the organizers of the Moon Tower Comedy Festival to clarify if he was a headliner or not. They clarified that he wasn't and said he's performing in some tent, like a satellite tent, away from the main sort of like place, the main tent, the main front, whatever. Then I think that gig, if I'm not mistaken, that particular tent he was in required him to sell a certain number of tickets for him to perform. He didn't sell those tickets, and then last minute he cancels. Such a good lie, man. Honestly, such a fucking entertaining lie. Like, he knew he was lying. He didn't want to let it go. Honestly, I fucking loved it. Let me actually see if I can get is it DA record, right? Let me see if I can find it on the Reddit. Bear with me one moment here, because someone got a clip of the DA record one. Honestly, so fucking good, man. That lie, honestly. I love when the fucking Reddit gets involved and calls him out on shit and like contacts people. Like, do you remember the lie where he lied he had a collaboration with Specialized? Or the collaboration with Carhartt, and they contact Carhartt and get Carhartt to send him a cease and desist. Let's see if I can find it. DA record. Okay. Someone must have the DA record one, right? Hold on, bear with me a second here. Let's. I've got this right. This is my search. I just put DA record. Let's see what videos do they have here. What's this? DA record, no problem.
So you could do comedy tours. People are doing comedy tours now. You can have that at clubs, and you can get a sponsor to wrap it. Like, who sponsors this? Like Monday diet. I'm going to be on Diet Monday. Yeah, they could wrap it, and you could tour. Monday. You could play 3 clubs at the same time, and you could see the people in the front row and talk to them. You can do your meet and greets like that. You can sell things. There's insane. You can put a QR code if people want to get the discount.
You know what? You know what I didn't realize at the time? How drunk he looked. How like always hungover he looked. I didn't realize at the time. But he's clearly hungover here, isn't it? I never realized how like constantly drunk he must have been back then. Which is why if I was Chin and I had this guy lecturing me about not drinking anymore, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, bro. You only stopped drinking because of Ozempic. I forgot how fucking buzzed, how smashed he used to be every single fucking day.
To something,
and we don't have to travel.
Like, look,
planes.
Look, you can be on stage with.
He's clearly hungover. Like that's a very hungover guy.
Somebody, and that was Andy
crazy.
Kindler at JFL.
That's fucking crazy.
The box can go anywhere. It's just an iPhone and an app.
Look at him, man. That guy needs a cold shower. He needs a duvet. He needs a fucking pillow. He needs a pillow. He shouldn't be up right now.
That's insane.
So, and you can be, we're all over the place, all over the world.
God damn.
We have these boxes in Japan, in Taiwan, and
Go back. No DA record. I want to see the DA record thing. Oh, Chin makes tacos. You guys remember this video? Do you guys remember this video? Chin makes tacos. Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember this? Menudo tacos. Do you guys remember the menudo tacos? Fucking hell.
Your taco? I did.
Do you guys remember this fucking heater? Big up Chris Mack in the stream chat. Big up Young Old Vibes. Big up Chris Mack. Big up Young Old Vibes. Big up Micah Mills. Well, I'll go on Micah Mills. Big up Leche. What's good? Big up Coyle in the stream chat. Big up James Blank. I see you. Big up John.
One of these cans. So I drained this out as much as I could, took out as much hominy as I could, and this is what I'm left over with. This is guacamole I made.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
With this, hopefully it's not bad.
Imagine living in LA, bro. People in the stream chat. Imagine living in LA and buying guacamole seasoning mix to make your fucking guacamole. Imagine living in LA where you can probably get avocados the size of your fist, all types of seasoning in stores, fresh seasoning, and you're buying seasoning mix to make your guacamole. Utterly useless.
Words, it probably is. And these are 0 net carb.
You have a gun?
Big up Solazis.
What's worse, Chin's cooking or his music?
Definitely the cooking. Because the music, like, I hate the music, but I listen to music, right? A lot of people that don't mind Chin's music, I think don't listen to music, and they listen to like comedy music and shit, like the 10-minute podcast. Oh, by the way, did you guys what happened with 10 minutes of Schaub? Did those guys do? I saw a post on the Reddit. They said they were gonna do like a 24-hour Gringo Pappy thing. Did that happen? Like, I was like, what? Like, what did that mean? Did they watch Gringo Pappy on loop for 24 hours? So yeah, I think if you like parody songs, you'll like Chin, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But it's subjective. But the food is the worst for sure. Of the music of the food is the worst. The food is horrendous. Oh, it's next month. Big up Tim W. It's next month. Okay, cool.
Tortillas, which we'll see about that. I'm warming up the tortilla over a flame like this, as I've been taught from my friends. Ahí Dios mío. So this is what I have right now. A little drizzle of cheese, and then this is the stomach lining. Tripe, tripe, menudo, and of course a giant bottle of...
LOL at this guy trying to pronouncing it in Spanish to make it sound better. Tripe, Menudo, queso, brother. It looks like pure dog shit, mate. No amount of fucking rolling of the R's is gonna make that fucking taco look fucking edible.
Of Cholula. This is what it looks like before it goes down the hatch. Look at that. Stomach lining. And here we go.
What possessed him to make this, man? Stomach lining and fucking guacamole. And for sure, knowing Chin as well, maybe in an actual Mexican restaurant, if they gave you tripe in a taco with some guac, it would taste good. But I'm all but certain that tripe was like 2 days old, you know, or maybe it was like defrosted and left outside for like a week or something. It's probably gamey and rank as fuck.
Of course it's delicious.
Yeah, sure, but pretty gamey, not gonna lie. How is it delicious? Look at them. You can't lie. You can't hide it. You can tell it's not tasty.
Give it a shot.
Jesus Christ.
Have you ever made a menudo taco?
Oh, honestly, man, this guy, bro. If he ends up getting married and has kids, I'll be so surprised, man. I'll be so shocked. It'll be one of the most surprising things that ever happened ever. Where's the DA thing? No one's got the DA thing clip here. Someone must have the DA record. What's this one? Brendan reached out to fucking Luis J. Gomez for advice how to deal with the haters. Really?
Well, that's because Brendan
happened?
Schaub, who we're having on Skankfest, he hit me up being like, "Hey, dude, how did you like deal with like your troll? I heard you had like a lot of trolls and like." And I was like, dude, you got to just like
ignore it.
You got to embrace it because he gets like.
Oh, by the way, I did check the Legion of Skanks Reddit, and they're getting a lot of hate today or these last few weeks because I guess the Gas Digital site went down again. I think they were updating it. There was some sort of update to Gas Digital, and it hasn't been working for a while, and people haven't been able to watch the like exclusive premieres on there. And people on Reddit complaining because there's always tech issues with it. And Luis J. Gomez put out a statement about working on the thing, and if this is what happens when you're doing something and working with like, so so it seems like Luis J. Gomez gets hate for incompetence and just idiocy, and then I guess Brendan gets hate because he's a literal redact. So they're probably two peas in a pod.
He gets killed by his subreddit. Right? So he was like, hey dude, he was like, what do you do about this? And I was like, well, dude, first of all, I'm the leader of the people who are trolling you on your subreddit. I have 5 secret accounts that I personally troll you with. So
he doesn't do this anymore, by the way. He doesn't do this anymore. When he was doing this, Rogan completely iced him out of the JRE. He completely iced him out, and then as soon as he started sucking off Brendan again, he got welcomed back into the fold. So he learned his lesson. Don't publicly insult Brendan online. If Rogan sees it, he's gonna fucking cut you out.
I am Heisenberg. Hello. I am your Heisenberg.
No, but yeah, I think you have to almost just fucking take the hit. Yeah. Or either ignore it or laugh at it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That is I think the secret with trolls just in general. If you either ignore it completely or fucking laugh at it, but if you start blocking or getting angry or
you're just throwing gasoline on a fire,
going back at people like fucking, it's such a crazy fucking way.
Big up Chris Mack. The Gas Digital site has literally never worked. I was trying to give them money and it wouldn't let me. The funny thing is about it is that, like, I'm not a fan personally, but when I keep saying stuff like, oh, these comedians are really fucking lazy and they don't try and do things and make all this money and they don't really invest it in back in what they do and offer something different, you have to give him ratings for at least trying to create that platform, right? And not just doing it off of, because he could easily just run Gas Digital off of Patreon. There's no need to build your own site and host your own videos and stuff. That quite requires a lot of work. So I give him a lot of credit for trying to do something like that and, make things a bit different, have exclusive content on there and shit, probably early access to tickets for Skankfest, great. But it's got to work, man. You know what I mean? People nowadays are just not going to have it. Like if it crashes a few times, you're probably going to get people never coming back again. That's a problem nowadays. People don't have that sort of patience. They're not going to, even if you're bootstrapping it, they're not going to just hang around because you're trying to figure something out. If it doesn't work immediately, they're just going to go somewhere else. So it kind of is what it is, I guess. But I would assume as well, it's just not an easy thing to run. I can't imagine the amount of money it must cost, how expensive it must be to host your own videos and shit. all that malarkey, and not just because again, I don't know. I'm guessing he probably prefers the better splits because it's less of processing fee and shit. Just he said, but he should just run Gas Digital on Patreon. That would be just the easiest way to do it. But maybe he doesn't want to do it on there. Maybe he doesn't want to do it on there. Pick up Louis J. Gomez. Anyway, let's go back to the video. I keep forgetting. I kept fucking hell. ADHD brain.
I'm in the hotel room and you got a bar there.
Yeah.
I go in Charleston, you got tits everywhere.
Who's that?
And that leads to...
Who's that?
We know what that leads to.
At least you going home. At least you getting in a car and going, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'm not...
I'm a sober man right now.
That's depressing. Yeah, you don't want...
Okay? I'm a family man. I got a 6 a.m. flight.
No.
And I'll see you later. And thank you for the attention.
You're waiting on the road for that reason now.
Thank you for the...
I can't handle it, brother.
Thank you for the attention.
I'm a disciplined dude, but I can only take some one man.
There we go, a reference to the old truck walk unintentionally. Brendan's whole I don't give in to temptation bit ending with I had to quit the road because of temptation. Well, 10 out of 10. Was it that or being the GOAT at stand-up? We'll never know. Definitely no truck walking went on though. Brendan Schaub is a loyal husband who definitely did not give away what he's trying to hide. No.
Wait.
Imagine that, man. Imagine having to quit stand-up comedy because you're cheating on your wife too much. The money wasn't worth the amount of times you were cheating on her. Even she can handle it because I do believe that him and Slojo had like a silent agreement that he could be on the road, do what he needs to do, but as long as he didn't embarrass her publicly, it was fine. I think so. As long as he kind of gave her a card to buy what she wanted, her fucking yearly trips to Las Vegas with her girlfriends and shit. I think they had a kind of silent agreement. You're a boy, you're a man, you're going to be on the road, you're going to do what men do, but just don't embarrass me when you come home. And then, of course, he embarrassed her when he came home and did some very public things that obviously I'm assuming some of the trolls hit her up for and probably DM'd her screenshots and all this malarkey. And eventually it all came to a head. So that might be the actual real reason why he quit stand-up. Not because he didn't sell tickets, but because his wife raided a riot act and gave him an ultimatum. If you continue stand-up, I'm going to divorce you. And under California law, she'd get half. Or if you quit stand-up, we can move to Austin. Fucking no. Big up Slojo. I think she's the one that wears the trousers in that relationship. She definitely runs that casa. I think so. She definitely runs Casa Schaub.
Ocean, I'm 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're too
Ocean, check please.
Yeah, I did it 15 in the Mediterranean.
Check please.
Too big. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's when it's exhausting when you're constantly fighting all that shit. Yeah, check
I'm
please.
just not good at it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, check please.
Yeah, I'm curious about that actually. Big up Asada Aziz. I had no idea. Does Ozempic lower your libido? Let's find out. Does Ozempic lower your libido? Labubu. Ozempic medication, primarily used for type 2 diabetes, can potentially affect libido in some individuals, though the effects can be varied. Some individuals report a decrease in libido while others experience an increase. I don't think so personally. I just think he was given an ultimatum. I don't think the Ozempic neutered him in it. Ozempic neutered him, so he stopped cheating. Hilarious.
So there it is.
My boy Blake sent me this. It's so funny.
The name.
Oh, here it is. All right, take this in, Chin.
Yep, we're really circling the drain now. Riveting stuff, guys. Check please indeed. But when you have hundreds of thousands of fans who like to throw back to your best moments, the drain is actually never ending.
That made me sad, but when he actually took his life, he was sober. Yeah. Like stone sober. Damn. But his depression must have been that bad.
See, I feel, and I'm not speaking for you because obviously I've never gone through this.
You just know he's going to say something stupid, innit? You just know he's going to say something stupid.
Dad was around. But to me, I would almost feel better knowing that he was sober because it wasn't a decision he made under the influence.
Imagine interrupting some.
Jesus Christ. Like, it's almost like you can't be offended because you know he's dumb and you know he doesn't mean it in a bad way. But Jesus fucking Christ, man. You're having a reflective, sensitive moment where you're kind of remembering your father who passed away due to fucking, taking his own life and shit in tragic circumstances. And then Brendan comes in with common sense, I don't know, rational, clear, like what the fuck was that? Clear, I don't know what that was. Clear-minded take. I don't know what he was trying to do there. At least he wasn't fucked up when he took his own life. That should make you happier. Like, what? What? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Someone talking about that. To flex about how you had a good dad. Holy. Schaub really is an amazing specimen that should be studied for the good of mankind. But somehow on top of it all, our resident mechanic Schaub really outdid himself this time.
Spent some of my UFC antitrust lawsuit check on a 2009 ZR1. You know, it's a 6-speed, it's manual. I thought, probably not the best parent.
They must make a lot of money in it. Or he must make a lot of money to just blow some of that money on a fucking sports car that he's probably never going to drive that often. He's a bit of a homebody. He doesn't travel much. He doesn't have many friends. So he's buying this ZR1, which I'm assuming he's buying because of Rogan, by the way. Right? I'm pretty sure. Let's Google that. But I'm pretty sure Rogan's got one of those. Joe Rogan Corvette ZR1. I bet Rogan's got one of these. Does he have one? Yeah, exactly. There we go. There we fucking go. Of course it's a Rogan thing. Look at the videos. Of course it's a Rogan thing. America's best car ever. Joe Rogan on the Corvette ZR1. Oh my god. We should have known. We should have known. The Corvette purchase was
that's preposterous. That's a $4 million car. That's a Pagani. That's a monstrous vehicle. That's all great. That's all fast. But that can't f with the new Corvette. The new Corvette ZR1 is one of the greatest cars the world has ever built. It's over 1,000 horsepower. 1,000! It does 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. It's going to break all the records. It's probably going to break Nürburgring records. It hasn't even been released yet. It's a amazing car. It's the greatest American car ever. Because it's just real better than that stupid $5 billion car.
Do you think Brendan buys these things knowing that Rogan has them as a way to kind of get to talk to Rogan? Because maybe he doesn't have many subjects to talk to him about, or he feels kind of awkward hitting him up randomly. So as a conversation starter, he just goes and buys a car so he can have a conversation with Rogan, and maybe that conversation can lead to a, hey, do you want to come by the studio? Let's do a pod. I wonder if that's what he does. Like, that's a hell of a way to kind of get someone. That's a hell of a way to get someone's attention, isn't it? That's because I did read. Who is it? I did see on some. Was it a YouTube channel? I forgot what it was. Maybe it was a podcast. The host said that they got blocked by a girl, and I guess the technique now, if you want to hit somebody up, but you're blocked by them, is to send them a message via Cash App. On Cash App, there's like a notes feature when you send someone money, so you can send them a message along with the money you send them. So you can kind of get in contact with them, I don't know, to beg them to unblock you or whatever it may be. So if someone's blocked you via their phone on social, people are now resorting to sending messages through Cash App. I'm like, huh? If you have to go that far to get in contact with somebody or to get their attention, you might have to kind of look in the mirror and question whether or not you're stalking the person, whether or not this is harassment. You probably have to like take a minute there and really consider if what you're doing is all the way core. And you have to consider if you're Brendan spending however much he must have spent on that fucking vintage Corvette ZR1 to get Rogan's attention. Like is it really worth the investment to do that? Like,
Powerful bunch.
Big up some of these.
Rogan has so many cars. He mentions some to Brendan in passing, and Brendan makes that car his personality for a few months so he can spend time talking with paparazzi.
100%. I wonder if Brendan like searches on Google from time to time Rogan's cars and then just buys them randomly. Whichever one is cheaper on that day, just buys them. Or maybe because they're actually friends, maybe Rogan has sent him a picture before of his collection. You know, like hey, don't share this. Here's a picture of my collection of cars. And Rogan just like, you know, Brendan from time to time will look at them and check them up on fucking Auto Trade and see which one's going for the cheapest and buy it. Like, it's such a weird thing he's doing. Big up Young Old Vibes. I will block you on Cash App and file the HRO. Is fucking hilarious. But yeah, Brendan's an odd lad.
If I put them in this thing and drive all the way back to Austin, I mean, it's only like an hour and a half. It's just not smart.
Yep, that's the truck guy expert, Super Genius, telling us all about good parenting. Avoiding the whole driving a manual down the freeway is dangerous. Can this truck guy drive a manual? It isn't dirt and it's straight, so Schaub changing gears using the clutch, you bet.
By the way, wasn't he bragging the other day that if you buy a manual, no one's gonna steal your car because kids these days don't know how to drive manuals? But then he's afraid to drive his manual on a highway back home. can you drive a manual or no? Can he drive a manual? I don't know. Judging by how he handles cars and just generally how he's like, I've got a feeling he doesn't know how to drive a manual. He used to drive manuals, but he probably hasn't driven a manual in a long time. Because I could imagine Brendan, right? I could imagine Brendan saying something along the lines of, "Oh, I work too hard to drive manuals." You know that saying you used to always say about, "Oh, Daddy works too hard to be eating tripe or whatever, or intestines." I bet you there was a time when, you know, he was really making money where he kind of looked down on people that drove manuals and saw it as like a poor thing. So I doubt he can drive manuals anymore. It probably was a smart decision not to drive that car back on the highway, to be fair.
Barely do that on a highway depending on traffic anyway. How does Brendan say these things and never even notice it? Doesn't make sense. A mystery for the ages. But wait, it gets better.
Our boy Rogan swears by marijuana. I'll tell you this right now. The idea that marijuana helps you be more creative, or you can take it and view the world in a different spectacle, all that is bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's a gateway drug. That's not a...
By the way, someone said in the comments when I clipped this actually on my channel, originally, someone said, "Oh, what about CBD?" Right? Because allegedly CBD helped to treat his kids' fucking seizures and shit, which is obviously a scam. So now he's anti-marijuana. Is he also anti-CBD? Or is he just, you know, anti-marijuana only? He's completely changed his tone, isn't it? And also, I remember there was an episode of The Fight Companion where he goes on there and he starts to act like, oh, he used to always smoke weed and stuff. Starts to be cool with Rogan and starts smoking it starts clearly smoking like someone that doesn't really smoke weed. So I wonder what's fucking changed. What's fucking changed to suddenly be like anti-marijuana, anti-legalization guy? Like, what's going on right now?
Understatement. And there's science on it and there's research on it that shows that kids that do marijuana before the age of 21, it makes you so much more stupider.
I've seen it.
More stupider. A miracle occurred. Schaub is right about it being best to avoid until your brain has fully developed. Very true. But this is coming from a guy who brags to Rogan about taking every substance under the sun. What about taking enough Adderall for an elephant? Does that make you more smarter?
Bro, I was taking 3 30-milligram Adderalls a day for...
You take 10? You take 10, you're fucked.
That's a lot.
You take 10,
That's
you're
a
fucked.
lot. 20 is a lot. Did you go to a doctor and they, for psychiatric
I was buying
help?
it.
No, he doesn't
dark
go to the
web.
doctor.
Dark web.
Don't do that. Don't say it. Say that off air.
Why?
Because people
I'm
get
living my
because
truth.
that's highly...
And here he is recently selling the thing he hated all along apparently. But really this sudden flip sounds more like leakage from Schaub at Joe Rogan. He mocked kettlebells, ice baths, being really obvious with the, "Oh, I'm angry at my papa." Now it's Joe's favorite allowed only because I'm rich consumption. Thank you, Texas. Now just imagine Brendan finally gets another fight companion, and Joe goes on a rant about the endocannabinoid system and its benefits. Brendan will be glazing that knob so clean he'll turn into Willie Nelson. The joys of social camouflage. When you're in the business of likability, you get good at it. CBD, which ironically Brendan used to sell as the Thick Boy Truck giveaway merch supplement website thing they were running, is gone. I wonder what happened. Seemed like such an above board business. And it's a CBD brand owner which Brendan is in a lawsuit with, and Brendan even claimed CBD cured his son's seizures. What about the Tiger Thick whiskey days or the nicotine?
Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Look at that face. Look at that face. Like, what the I wonder what, like, people say, right, that alcoholic period was him trying to get into Rogan's good books. No, him trying to get involved in Sober October. But I don't think that's true. I think he was going through something, but I wonder what it was. Was it to do with the Showtime deal not getting renewed? Why was he getting himself so blitz like this on the shows? I wonder what he was going through behind the scenes that was making him drink like this, because he was getting fucked up at work like every day. I'm surprised he didn't get pulled over, by the way, by the cops at any time, because he used to drive his kids to work buzzed to have his fucking face. Tiger Thick whiskey every fucking day, drinking Jameson's. By the way, Jameson's whiskey out of the bottle, taking Jameson straight to the fucking face. No ice, no mixer, no nothing. Like, yuck. Like, crazy fucking guy, man. Crazy fucking guy. But yeah, I miss that alcoholic period, man. Honestly, I miss it so much. I took it for granted. I didn't enjoy it the way I should have enjoyed it, and I miss it so. I miss it so. I miss it so. Anyway, big up Retroactive. Check out Retroactive. He's got a fucking sick channel. Always makes really good videos. Love his editing and stuff, and he's really funny as well. So make sure you check out Retroactive. That's the video. Brendan Schaub and Bryan Callen are losing it. Check out Blood Clot Retroactive.